Hello everyone, so we were at this ancient hospital here. So there would have been like a temple they would have worshipped, but there's also would have been doctors at the end of this road here, and where the doctors would examine them, they'd have therapies for them and so forth. And people were healed because there was some kind of natural herbs in this area too that the doctors would use for healing. And give you a reference point is kind of way up top there, you can probably barely see it. That's where we were earlier. With the pillars to the temple, the Acropolis, that is, Acropolis means a city on a hill, so there's many different Acropolises, many different cities on a hill during the ancient Greek time, but that's where we were, and then now we're going to walk down this road here that the ancient people would have walked down seeking healing. There would have been shops kind of on each side as well. This main road here was more for the chariots, those riding through, where pedestrian traffic would have been on the sides, and then shops there because people would have been traveling and they would need items here to help them, whatever they would need when they're staying, but also to kind of pay the doctor either with goats or lambs or whatever the payment might have been. All right, we'll get a little closer over here. I'll show that to you guys too. All right, God bless. Bye. And this center road here is actually where wastewater would run through. So you can see underneath these rocks here, it's like a little trench there. And so the rocks could be removed to clean out leaves and stuff, but wastewater would run down there, down to the river. And they would do that because some of the wastewater would be used for therapy and other things as well. So they need to get rid of it. So here's the end of the road. It came from over there. So coming down the stairs here, you see this pillar here. Now this was remade, and so there's two snakes here in this plate of water. And what that is there's this guy who you'd get examined by the doctor. Then over here is a temple, and then the priest would pray to the false god and ask false god if they'd be healed. And basically, if the person was really sick, you tell them the god tell them you will not be healed. And this one guy, anyways, he said, well, the false god told me I will not be healed. And so what he did is he said, well, I'll commit suicide. So what he decided to do is he saw these two snakes drinking water out of a plate. So he said, well, I will drink that water to commit suicide, to end my life. And what happened is that the water actually healed him, and kind of like medicine for a vaccine and so forth. You take a little bit of the illness to cure you, and so he just had a little bit of the venom from the snakes, not that much. It didn't kill him, but it healed him instead. So that's kind of what that's symbolizing there. But if there would have been walls here, and then you'd be able to head out in this area. So part of the healing process was to have different therapies, different ways to relax. And so over here, there would have been a library where they could have read out of books. However, they did not have medical books, so people wouldn't self-diagnose. And then other thing to do would be to walk kind of all the way around the area here, just as we do today, to kind of relax. And then over there, we'll see they had a theater, and they would not show dramas, but they'd show comedies, right? Comedies to help cheer the person up. And so part of the therapy was to cheer folks up as well. From there, we come over here to the theater where they would have had comedies. And here is the theater. So this is the stage where the singers or the actors for the comedies would have been at. And then down here would have been the orchestra. Over there, where the cat is a VIP seating. And so that's where they would sit. Here, this was a altar of sacrificing animals in here because they didn't have a place to do it. And this would be the only place where family members could come and to visit the sick, the ill ones. And so they'd come to the theater to see them, and the family members would enter over there by those columns, walk around and visit their beloved ones who are sick and ill here. And meanwhile, the sick would stay and live and rest in this area. Hello everyone, so I've always wanted to sit in VIP seating. I finally get to, right here. It's actually, for marble, not too bad. It's a nice little curvature here. Got a little stray cat as well. And on stage, buddy old pal, Father Chris over there, performing a show for us. And here's one of our great performers here. He's about 2,000 years old, and he's still performing. Let's hear it.
Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
You heard it. So our guide said that these are Roman bleachers or amphitheater because of this little lip here. So that was so that when you sit down, you get a spot to rest your feet so they're more comfortable, and also it helped to provide with the acoustics as well. So a little more comfortable and providing a little extra sound here too. Yeah, here's a view from up top. And you will see these holes here, which are kind of tunnels that go all the way through here to get around and also to enter into a shady place as it's quite hot in the summer. So they would have these tunnels to get around the theater as well, and also to enter into the shade because it'd be really hot in the summer. And we'll head over here. So from the theater looking over here, you see this pool, and this would have been for water therapy. So it's a way of healing people for water therapy. Another thing they would have done would have been sleeping therapy. So you take, I think it was like mulberries to help them sleep. So that would be another way, another form of therapy as well. From the theater over here, there's this water which is still running here, and in a different spot, maybe further upstream, they would put drugs into it so that when people would drink it as part of the drinking water therapy, they would fall asleep. But now there's no drugs in it, and actually he said it's safe to drink. Now we're going to go to the place where the people would sleep, and to help them sleep, they'd have running water, and just the noise of it as calming and soothing to help people sleep. So this is where they would sleep, in here. So where the steps are, this is where they have the running water. So you can hear it, it goes in here, and you can hear the water inside of here. So if you were poor, you'd actually, there'd be beds alongside the wall here where you'd sleep. And if you're rich, or if you were really ill and they give you an extra dose of the sleeping drugs, you go down into a private room over here so that you could have a deep sleep. We came from there and heading out the doorway here over to this area, coming around this corner here. Get a little better view, and these would have all been separate rooms, and so there probably would have been like a wood wall, he said, in between there. This is all separate rooms here. You can see the ceiling missing over there, ceiling missing here as well. And in these rooms, he said there probably would have been a lot of famous people who would have stayed here, because again, this is for those who are really, really sick, those who are really ill. Also for the rich as well, because you have to pay more to stay here. But in these rooms, you take the sleeping medication, you would be sleeping, the doctor would come and check on you, and if you were not well, he'd give you more, so there'd be some food left by your bed, along with that water with medicine in it, and you'd wake up, you'd take it, and then you'd fall asleep again. They said on record, the longest that they have today in our records of a person sleeping is up to, I think he said, 3 months. So 3 months, which is obviously a long time. And they did not get addicted to the drugs because they didn't know it was medicine. They thought it was all part of the false god who is healing them. But yeah, that's the way they would heal them, through sleep therapy, to say. And then as the doctor would come in and see that they're better, then he'd just give them normal water, and then they would wake up, and then they would go home. So here's some more of it. It's coming out. Stairs going up top. And again, these are the rooms where you'd stay to sleep to get better. There's a view from up top here. As you can see, the ceiling is kind of level with the ground up here, because it's kind of built into a hill. And up over there is the theater that we were looking at earlier. Reference point. And here's another view of the sleeping rooms. And there's these corridors over here as well. So, not sure what this area would have been. Maybe part of the walking therapy, I'm not sure. The stairs to go up. Again, from the area where you sleep, just to give you a reference point. There's this area here. Not sure what this would have been for. So it looks like there's pipes over there. And there's the sleeping quarters. There's this weird path here with a bunch of pillars. And there's this doorway here, which just leads up. That goes down to the sleeping quarters. Another hallway